So we'll start. First of all, hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. So what we are going to do in today's webinar is the basically topic for today's webinar is simplest strategy for swing and positional trade. So in the past few sessions we have discussed many intraday strategies and everything. So I think it like this time we should do a little bit different. We should mostly focus on swing and positional trade. So what I've done is I've created a strategy which will give us stocks for at the end of every week in swing and positional trade, and we'll discuss how to do that and everything in the detailed session in throughout the webinar. Okay, so I'll minimize myself now and we'll focus on the PPT. So basically the content for today is, first of all, we are going to discuss what study are we going to use, because till now I haven't disclosed the strategy, the indicator that we are going to use. Okay, then the second would be the reason behind using that indicator, why I'm using that particular indicator for my swing trade. Third would be the strategy. I will discuss the detailed strategy, like what is the entry level, what is the exit level, what exactly is the strategy. We'll discuss that in detail. After that, we'll discuss the technical scanner. So I have created the proper scanner for you through which you can filter out stock at the end of every week for swing trade. So we'll discuss that. Then the most important, back tested results. So I've even back tested the results for the past 10 weeks. So you can we'll have a look into that as well. And at the end, we'll do a small doubt session in which I'll clear most of your doubts. Okay. So starting with the webinar, the main question that arises right now is what study are we going to use? Okay. So for swing trading, if you think about any indicator, so many indicators will come into your mind, such as, first of all, it will be swing percentage, then it could be RSI, then it could be super trend. But what we are going to use today is, the answer to that is smooth stochastic RSI. We are not using RSI, we are not using stochastic oscillator, we are using smooth stochastic RSI. So basically there are different indicators, like stochastic and RSI are two different indicators, but we have a smooth version of both of them in mixture. In the software we have that. So basically this is how the indicator looks like in your subgraph. So as you can see, smooth stock RSI, and these are the parameters over here. So basically why I have selected this one is, we'll come to the reason behind this one. Basically, let's check reason number one. Give stock at top and at the bottom. Basically, to find swing trade, you don't need a proper breakout or a proper reversal. What you simply need is that the stock should be just positive. And basically, if you identify through swing percentage, it will give you stock at the top after the breakout. So which is after a very long time. And if you're using RSI or any super trend, they will give you stock at the bottom when they are getting reversed. So the accuracy of reversal is very low, as you all know, but the returns are high. But we just need stock which are in positive momentum, neither at top, neither at bottom. It is okay if they are at their top and bottom, but we want stock which are just positive. So for that reason, I have selected stochastic, like RSI stochastic. So basically, this indicator will give me stocks which are just positive, not at their top or bottom. The second main reason is works best at a longer time frame. So basically, the bigger the time frame in which you are using it, the higher will be the accuracy through it. So basically, for example, if you check this in intraday stochastic RSI, the accuracy will be very low. If you check it on daily time frame, the accuracy is a bit higher. But the best time frame that we are going to use is weekly and monthly, and mainly we'll focus on weekly because we want to identify swing trade. So bigger the time frame, higher will be the accuracy for the study. The third reason is smooth version, so increases effectiveness. So basically, it is not stochastic RSI, it is smooth stochastic RSI. So this is the smoothened version of that. So it will increase the effectiveness of our trade as well. And the fourth main reason is highly backtested. So I have done all the backtesting regarding the strategy, so that you will not face any issue while using the strategy. So these are the top four main reasons why I'm using stochastic RSI as an indicator to find swing trade. Okay, now jumping into the strategy. Basically, what the strategy is exactly. For example, for this, rather than PPT, I'll take you to the software. Okay, in the software, I created this chart in where you can find signals like this, buy and squeeze, because these are the signal candle, which will only show you crossover. So basically, don't have to focus on this. As you can see in the Nifty, the condition I have put in is basically we want a crossover to be happening. Okay, a crossover is a positive signal for us in every indicator. For example, if I put the same indicator in RSI, for example, consider this as RSI. Till the time it gives us crossover now, below this level of 30, the stock is already very much negative. But in stochastic, you can see at this point it is giving us crossover, but the stock is not very much negative. It is still in rising momentum. Again, over here we have a positive crossover, but the stock is not negative, it is a rising momentum. So this will give me stock which are just positive. So basically there should be a crossover between these two lines. The parameters over here are hidden. So basically the crossover should be between these two lines, and the crossover, the importance of crossover is only when it is happening below at the oversold zone. So below 30 is my oversold zone. So the crossover should be happening below my oversold zone. So you can consider at the oversold zone. Okay. So we are not going to buy over here when we get the signal of buy. As you can see, this is the crossover candle over here. We'll only buy once it exits this oversold zone. Once it exits this oversold zone, then is your confirmation for bullishness, and then you can take this trade in the upside momentum. Basically, we're only going to look into weekly charts. We don't want to trade in crossover. Once it breaches this oversold zone, after that we'll take the trade and we'll make most of this. Like over here, you can see we got a buy signal, but our like technical scanner will show us the result once it breaches this level. So after the second candle, you can see, and it gave us closing above the signal candle. So this is my signal candle, and this is my confirmation candle, which I'll get in the scanner. And once you get the confirmation candle, you can see how much the rally went in the upside direction. Again, over here, you got a buy signal over here, but you can see the crossover is not at the oversold zone. So we'll ignore this buy over here. Again, if you come to this buy over here, you got a crossover below the oversold zone over here. Then it went, exited the oversold zone over here, and then went completely bullish for the market. So this was for Nifty, but like we'll do this for like stocks in Nifty 500, and you can do it on whole NSE as well. So basically, again, jumping into the PPT, because that will help us to analyze better. Okay. So like I've written over, crossover at oversold zone in previous candles. Okay. In previous n number of candles, the n number of candles condition I put in the scanner, but that won't be disclosed. So in the previous, how many candles the crossover should be there, and the current candle should be exiting oversold zone. This is the main criteria. This will be your signal candle, and this will be your confirmation candle. Okay. The time frame, it should be weekly time frame, none other than that. Target depends upon your type of trade. Basically, target will depend if you're taking like swing or positional trade. In a single trade, we can identify both swing and positional. We'll discuss this throughout when we'll discuss the stocks using this strategy. And the third one is ignore if breakout candle is very big. So the example for that, I have filtered out an example for this. Ignore if the breakout candle is very big, like over here. You can see a crossover happened over here at this point. Then it exited its oversold zone. But till the time it gave us a signal over here, it gave a signal in this candle, because this is where it exited its oversold zone. And you can see the previous candle is already very much bullish. It has already given us a good percentage return over here. So if the previous candle is very much bullish, already a big green candle is already formed, then you'll not take the trade. If the candle is like this one, like normal any candle rather than a big green candle, if you get a big green candle, you have to ignore that trade. Even then you can take the trade, but it would be better if you ignore that trade, because the percentage return it has already given in the previous candle. So from the next candle, the momentum might stop from that point onwards. Okay, so if the candle is very huge, you have to ignore that candle. Other than that, you can take the trade. So basically, your target will depend upon the type of trade. Okay, ignore if the breakout candle is very big. This was one of the main conditions that you have to keep in mind. Okay, and stop loss previous candle low always. For example, open sale over here. Over here, we got a buy signal, but this is the signal candle. We'll get it in the scanner when it exits its oversold zone over here. So basically, in this green candle, we got in the scanner. And what we can see is we got a buy over here. Okay, we are getting a closing above that level as well. Okay, we're getting a closing above that level. It has exited its oversold zone. So what will be your stop loss? Your stop loss will be previous candles low. I'll just change the tool setting. Just a second. So if you're taking an entry in this candle's opening, this will be your stop loss over here, because in this candle you got in the indicator that it is positive, so you'll buy at the opening of this candle. Okay, so this will be your stop loss. If you're buying at 94.89 is the stop loss, and your target depends upon the type of trade that we'll discuss later. And you can see how much percentage return it has given me in the next three candle. Even in the next candle, your swing trade was successfully executed over here with a very small stop loss. Okay, either your stop loss is this. If there's a normal candle, you have to put it as the previous candle low, or if you get a strong red candle, then even that has to be a stop loss. So I currently don't have an example for that, but currently if you see, let me find it somewhere in the background if you can find any. Okay, there are no crossover previously in this one. So basically, what is a stop loss is basically if you get a rally over here and you get a candle like this, a strong bearish candle, then you have to exit your position. Then you don't have to wait for the stop loss as well. If you get a strong bearish candle, then you have to and like consider that as a stop loss. Basically, this was a rally, this was a proper entry for this. But for example, this candle would have been formed at this candle, in the candle in which we took entry. Then we would have exited our position, and we should not wait for the previous candle's low as a stop loss. Once we get a bearish candle, we should exit our positions. And the main thing about the scanner would be basically if you follow Nifty, okay? Yes, we follow Nifty. You will see that in the weekly candle, you will see it is mostly in one direction only. If you get sell, it will be negative, buy positive. Here didn't work. This was the consolidation zone. Again, we got buy over here, then went positive. This sell worked, but this buy didn't work over here. Then this buy worked. So basically, you will see your scanners, the stock that you are getting filtered out, will not work in these situations when a market situation suddenly changes over here. So if you like, I have backtested it. That's why I know in these 2 weeks, the scan in this sorry in this week, we got multiple positive stock, but most of the stock gave us stop loss because the trend has completely changed. Throughout this rally, you'll get multiple results in your positive direction. Most of them will hit your target. But since whenever there is a sudden change like this, even this was a sell indicator, but we are not going to focus on sell, we'll only focus on buy because we are checking into weekly candle. So there is no point taking sell positions. For example, this buy over here, you can see that suddenly the market situation changed. Okay, so at points like this, you will incur losses and you will get an idea that the trend is going to be negative for the market from that point onwards. Other than that, mostly your trade will be properly executed throughout this rally. Okay, so basically, I have filtered out many examples for you. We'll look into all one by one. So I hope that strategy is very clear. For now, we'll hold and you can put it into the comment box if you have any doubt regarding the strategy till now. After that, we'll discuss we'll backtest the strategy into the technical scanner and we'll look into some results. Okay. For now, if you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat box regarding any target or stop loss. Target I still haven't told, but if you have any doubt regarding the stop loss, you can ask me in the comment box. Because after that, we'll discuss the technical scanner in detail. And after that, we'll backtest the strategy as well. So if you have any doubt, you can put it in the chat box. I'll wait for 2 minutes. And after that, we'll continue with the session again. Okay, so Kinshuk Kumar sir has asked me what percentage you oversold for Smooth RSI. So I have not quite got your question, what you're asking, but the parameters currently are hidden but the oversold zone is below 30. So I have taken 70-30 as my parameter to find the oversold zone and overbought zone. So the condition is 70-30, but the exact parameters, if you're asking about that would be hidden as of now. I'll share the strategy with you, so no worries. But the parameters would be as of now hidden. Okay, so now we'll continue with the presentation forwards. Okay, so the next thing that we have to look into is the technical scanner that I've created for you. So again, for that, we'll jump into the software and basically, so this is the protected scanner. So you'll get it over here under load. If you go to query file protected, you'll get this stochastic RSI over here. Smooth stochastic RSI, you can find it through over here. So I put two conditions over here. One is for the crossover, which will give us a signal candle, and the next one is the confirmation once the oversold zone is breached. So just these two simple things that we have to run. And for example, I'll take Nifty 500 for now. Not taking the full NSE, I'll take Nifty 500 for now. 500. Then if you click on 0 and run, it will show you all the results which can go positive in the current week. But before that, we'll backtest some results as well. We'll backtest some results. For example, I'll put it 10 over here to check the results for the 10th week. So these are the results. These were the results for the 10th week. For example, ABB, the first stock that you received over here was ABB. So you got buy signal over here. So again, coming to the strategy, basically the consideration is once it exits the oversold zone, it is completely bullish for you, and you can plot your entry at any time. Basically, even though if it has not breached previous day high or not, you can take the entry. But basically, if you want to be a little bit safe, you can wait for it to close above the level in which you got the buy indicator, in which we got over here. This candle's closing is about the candle high of this candle, as you can see over here. So basically, from this candle, our entry was started. So basically, this was a signal candle, and we got the entry in. For example, I'll put it over here. We have checked for 10th candle. So in this candle's closing, after this candle's closing, we got it in the scanner. As you can see, 11 over here because this has started from 1. So after this candle's closing, we got it in the scanner. And basically, in the next candle, from the next candle itself, you can take a buy position in this because the oversold zone has been exited. You can take a buy position. But if you want to be a little bit on the safer side, what you can do is you can wait for it to close above the high of this candle, which you got in this candle. You can keep it in your radar, and once it closes above the high of this candle, then you can take the entry. And if in this candle you would have taken the entry, you could have gained the momentum from 4417 till 4880. A good swing trade in this candle itself you could have taken in ABB. Okay, so basically how we'll trade is a better example would be this one as well. So what we can see in this stock is basically over here we got the signal. This was the confirmation, but when we got in the scanner, and over here the opening we'll take the position from 315. It created the oral high of 395. So this much you could have benefited from this strategy using this. Okay, this much like up move you could have caught using this strategy. Basically, if you want to be a little bit again on the safer side, you have to wait for it to close above this level. Once it gives closing in this candle's opening, you can take the entry. And even if you would have taken entry in this candle, a good swing trade was like made over in the current candle only, and throughout it went positive in the next three candles. It created a high of 395. So this was a very good swing trade, even if you would have waited for the closing. Then there is Asian Paint. You can see this was Asian Paint was a proper confirmation for us, because in the confirmation candle, the high of previous candle was breached. So you'll take the entry over here at 3170, the opening of this candle, and your stop loss is as previous candle's low, as we discussed prior. Went negative in that week, and after that a proper up move had started, and it went completely positive for the next 4 to 5 weeks. So this much rally could have easily gained, and if you check the overall percentage, it would have been on the higher end, because it has been positive for more than 4 to 5 weeks after that. Even AU Bank, if you check, the confirmation candle gave us closing above the signal candle, and this being your stop loss, would have taken the trade away and went completely positive after that. You can see a good swing and positional trade, be it swing or be it position, both of the good trade would have been executed over here. So basically, these are all the stock which went positive from that point onwards. Okay, I think this stock was a stop loss. Okay, I think only this was the stock was a stop loss, because this was the signal candle, and in this candle we got in the scan in the 11th candle and gave us closing. But as you can see, in the next candle was a strong bearish candle, as we told. So this was my stop loss. But since I got a good red candle over here, as we had in the PPT as well, if it should either break previous low or a strong red candle. So as you can see over here, this was a strong red candle over here, completely bearish momentum. So over here we'll exit a position. This was a stop loss. Other than that, every stock that we can see over here was completely positive for us. And NS that we discussed priorly, if the candle is very much big, you don't have to take the trade over there. And basically, if you want to be safe, you have to wait for the closing. So the overall indication, you can check this one as well. I've written down all the percentage changes over here. So for the 10th week in the sense, for example, I've ran this scan and 10 over here. So this was the 10th week results. So if you're checking the 10th week result, these are all the percentage written that you have gotten. ABB 15%, Aegis Chemical 25, Asian Paint 8%, AU Bank 11, Bajaj Holding 14, BL 33, 3 to 4 stop loss. Okay, we'll check the stop loss, because the targets are very good for us, but we'll check how you can like get rid of the stop loss. Basically, we got it in the scanner on the 11th over here. Then after that, this was the stop loss. And in the next candle, you can see your stop loss was triggered over here. So this was an exit for you. So just like that, you have to plot your stop loss as well. In which candle you got the confirmation candle's low is your stop loss always. Not the signal candle, but the confirmation candle's low is your stop loss. And then you have to take the trade like that. So basically checking all the results, you can see we got 4 stop losses, very minimal stop losses, and the target that we have written is 14%, even 33%, 25%. If you check the overall high, so 25%, 33% are good enough for your positional trade as well. And swing trade can, if you are exiting at 7 to 8%, that will be more than enough for your swing trade. And you can see all the stocks over here have given us at least more than 7%. So your swing trade are going to be completely successful using this, if not stop losses. The swing trades are going to be completely successful. And for example, if you have taken 100 quantity, for example, in Aegis scheme, you're taking 100 quantity. Okay. Basically, if you get 7 to 8%, your swing trade is successful over there. So what we'll do is we'll exit at least 70 quantity over there. So we'll book our partial profit at that, and the 30 remaining quantity we can keep that for positional as well. So that will be more than 20%. At least more than 20% would be our positional target. So in a single trade, we can do both swing and positional both. As for example, if a stock is going completely positive, what we'll do is we'll remove the 70% quantity in 7 to 8%, and the rest 30% quantity will keep for more than 20%. So even that it doesn't work, you'll at least gain some of the point, and you'll always be in profit only. Okay. So just 4 stop loss, and you can see mostly all the stock gave us completely positive return. In the 10th week, we had 19 stock, and most of them were completely positive. In the 9th week, we got 16 stock, and as you can see, we got 2 stop losses, and one was sideways. It still has given 6%. Other than that, 16%, 41%, 46%. Electra, if you check, sale, we already have checked. you check Electra, we got a buy indication over here in the weekly candle. Once we got a closing above that level, if you would have taken the entry at the opening of this, you've got more than 40% return in Electra itself. Okay, a good amount of return this with the increasing volume. You don't have to look at the volume because we already got the confirmation. Once it breached the oversold zone, we got the confirmation over here. If you want to take the entry, you can, but if you want to be on a little bit safer side, you have to wait for it to close above the signal candle, which it did in this candle. And after that, you can see completely it went positive for you, and your stop loss was not triggered as a closing below the low of this entry candle is just stop loss. It didn't give us closing, so you are waiting in a position, and this was not a strong bearish candle. You can see buying pressure in this one. So this was not a stop loss for you, and gave us 40% return in the next three candle itself. Sale we have already discussed. Yes, we'll discuss some stop losses from this one as well. For example, we'll discuss the sideways one, shopper stop. Shopper stop, we got an entry over here, and this was the entry candle over here. Once it breached the oversold zone, after that, and we had got the closing as well. So a swing trade in this candle was not completely successful. After that, it went sideways. So it has neither touched your stop loss, neither a target, but this was one of the stock. And rest you stock, you can see 31%, 7%, 12% continuously in multiple stock, and more than 40% return in two of the stock. This was the result for the 8th week. We got 13 stock, and you can see how well they have performed: 24%, 65%, 22%. This was ITC gave us 5.8% till now, but it has the expectation to go even more than that. And rest everything is above 7. You can see 18%, 16%, and everything over here. So this is how you have to use the strategy. And for the these 3 weeks as well, you can check how well they have performed for us. Okay, so this for the 7th week, you can see 28%, 26%. This week you got multiple stop losses as well, 4 stop losses, 1 sideways stop loss, but you can see the returns as well in the other hand, 26%, 24%, 26, 28, because the stop loss is very minimal, just the previous candle low or the good strong bearish candle, so it would not be more than 2% or 3%, and the target that you're achieving is more than 7 to 8% over here on the upside. So basically always be in profit using this one if you are taking trade in a using your price action as well in a little bit manner. Basically for the 8th week as well, 34%, 36%, 17%, 42%, 24%, and 3 to 4 stop losses as well, which will be many very minimal stop losses for you, because our stop loss is very minimal as we are considering that as previous candles low. This one is for the 5th week, and for the current week, what we'll do is I'll give some stock that you can trade in the current week as well. So you have to put it 0 over here, and then you have to click on run. So these are some of the stock in which you can take trade on Monday. Okay, because these are the current stock. First, we have 5-star over here. So basically, why this is coming in the scanner? Because yes, you can see a signal candle was generated over here, a crossover candle. Then it is exiting its oversold zone over here. So that's why we have gotten in the scanner. Basically, let's see, we have already got a closing above the high of this candle in the next candle itself. This candle is already given us closing, and you can see a buying pressure in this candle. So you can expect a good amount of movement from 5-star from this point onwards. So on Monday, you can expect to take an entry in this one and at least gain 7 to 8% in swing trade. And for positional, you can keep 30% of your quantity, the rest 30% of your quantity. The next stock you can see over here, a buy was indicated over here, and as in the current candle, it is exiting its oversold zone, and you can see it has already given us closing above the high of this candle. So if you want to take a safe entry, even this is a safe entry for you because we've already got a closing, and you can see a proper breakout over here. If you see, this was a strong resistance zone, and this is for the first time that we're getting closing above this level. So even this is a very good stock to be traded in the upcoming week, and you can expect a good amount of momentum from this stock as well. Third is KEC. Again, buy entry in this candle. We got it in the scanner in this candle because in this candle it exited its oversold zone. Because see, I have not made you understand what stochastic RSI is, what RSI is, because that will be very difficult and theoretical. What I'm doing is I'm directly making you understand the scanner, what exactly that we have to look into. Basically, this is exactly what we are going to look into over here. Once it exits oversold zone and it has given us closing above the entry candle over here, we'll take the entry, because in this candle you can, in this KEC stock, you can see we still haven't got closing above this level. So if you are a risky trader, you can take a trade over here, but if you want to be a little bit on the safer side, what you can do is you can wait for it to close above 619. Once it closes above 619, then you can take a trade. For example, in the upcoming week, for example, on Friday, if you check, and if it has closed above 619.70 and the candle is not very much big, you can take a trade in KEC as well, because this also looks as a good proper pattern breakout over here. And even this will work very good for a swing trade or a positional trade both. MHRIL, this was the signal candle. It has exited oversold zone. This is the doji has been created over here. So if you are a risky trader, your entry has already been plotted. But if you want to be little bit safer, you have to wait for it to close above 411.25, and you can easily gain 7 to 8% return once it does close out this level. So in the next week, if you are buying this, you'll easily gain 7 to 8% return, and that would be more than easy. So yes, Kinshuk Kumar, so you are told to show for current week, and this is for the current week. And Gaurang Gondada's scanner and screen both will be provided. Yes, both will be provided. Both the scanner and the chart both will be provided, but they both will be in a protected manner. Yes, Navin Agarwal, so the strategy will be provided. And if you have any other further doubt, because mostly what I wanted to make you understand this strategy, I've already made it. So if you have any other doubt, you can put in the chat box, and I like to answer most of your questions. So again, I'll keep this on your screen that you can check the results that it has given in the past 6 to 7 weeks. I'll keep it like this. So you can see most of the stock have performed well for us, and even if it is a stop loss for us, it is not more than 2 to 3%. So even if it does touch our stop loss, it is not a big deal for us. We'll still be in profit only with the other stock that we're trading in. So like this, you can plan your trade. Okay, so Sonam Mathur is asking a question about in my Scala sort of how to get buy and sell indicator on the stock. Okay, so basically what simply I have to do is basically if you are talking about this strategy, I'll provide you with the scanner. But for any other, what you have to do is basically this is the protected screen, so I won't be able to add over here. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll close this chart. And for example, if you want to add buy sell indicator with any of the strategy, what you have to do is you have to first of all select the strategy. For example, if you take MACD over here, just for example, if you are selecting MACD, click on MACD, go to parameters, put the preferred parameters by you, then go to display. Then under display, if you directly click on add, you'll get a subgraph. But if you want buy and sell indicator, what you have to do is you have to click on draw tag, then you have to go to signal, crossover triangle, then you have to click on add. So whenever there's getting crossover getting formed in the subgraph, you'll get it over here in the chart itself. And if you want buy and sell signal written over there, you have to go to chart setting, then you have to click over here. Under chart display, you have to click on arrow, and from there you have to click on right buy sell with triangle set. So this is how you can add buy sell signal in your proper chart as well. Okay, protected mode means what type of your client will get the same. Okay, just a second. Okay, so protected mode means what type of your client will get the same. I have an EOD version. Will I get the same? Yes, the scanner will be the same for you. Just protected means the parameter will be hidden. What exactly parameters are? What condition that I put in? Basically, it is crossover and oversold zone exit. But even in the crossover, I have put condition for the previous many candle. So even that will be hidden. But the scanner and the chart both will be provided to you, so you can access that without an hesitation. So the next question is by Radharaman Kirtane, by Science Protect, how can I change parameters according to my requirement? So if you want to change parameters according to your requirement, you can create a chart by its like by your side only. Like I told you just how to add it. You can go to stochastic RSI, you can put your preferred parameters and you can change it by yourself only. But the one I am providing will be in protected mode only. Okay, Rajiv Ketan sir asked me what is swing trade and what is positional trade. Basically, swing trade would be for a shorter time frame. I will tell using percentage return 7 to 8%. 2 weeks would be a swing trade, and positional trade is a long-term trade. Basically, if you're holding your positions, if you're looking into fundamental and everything, and if you're holding for more than 20-25%, that is positional trade. But using this strategy, you can take both swing and positional trade in a same manner using the strategy itself. Like I told you, if you're taking entry in any of the stock, 70% you have to exit after your swing trade has been successful. For example, 7 to 8%, and the rest 30% quantity you have to take trade after, like you can keep it for 20% or more than 20%. It's up to you. Okay, you can keep on trailing the stop loss with previous candles low as the stop loss. Okay, Navin Agarwal, please explain again how to get buy sell triangle. Will it apply for all strategies? Yes, you can apply for all strategies. Basically, for example, most of the strategies which have crossover and everything, you can get it in that like indicators. For example, like I did for MACD. For example, if you want to do for RSI, press S, go to RSI over here, relative strength index, go to parameters. Don't change anything in parameters. If you want to do, you can do it. Then going into display, what you can do is the draw style, you have to click into signal. Then you want at the crossover, so you go to crossover, then you can click on triangle over your circle. It's up to you. So you have to change under the draw style. keep this in your note that you have to change under a draw step. Then you have to click on add. So basically these are all the, so I mixed both now right now. So these are getting confused. So these are just the MACD as a crossover that you can get it in the chart. So you can do it for most of the indicator which has crossover and everything. So I hope your question is being cleared. Any other doubt as of now? I think most of the doubts have been cleared. It was mostly regarding the protected chart, but that will be provided to you after the session. And if you have any doubt regarding the strategy or anything, you can let me know. We'll just end the session for today. Okay, so this was the backtested result, and thank you for being till the end. And for any queries, if you have any doubt or anything, you can contact us at this below given number. You can contact support at 022-3501-8383. And you can WhatsApp us at 89769-916-01 or 02. And you can mail us at the support mail ID as well. But it would be better if you directly contact us in the about two given numbers. Okay, so I hope everything is clear till now, and we'll end the session right. Okay, thank you for being till the end.